Hello everyone, welcome to the first toy review that I promised yesterday. And it is Deluxe Windblade. The 30th of the Thrilling 30 figures. I really like this figure. I think it came out pretty well. I'm pretty sure you all know this, but I'm gonna iterate it anyway. Hasbro asked the fan community a couple questions like faction, gender, etc. and used it to create this figure that we see before us. And she's pretty cool. I think she came out pretty well. Get in close on the head there. Camera's not autofocusing properly, so just have to do it like that. I'm gonna say it's kabuki paint, and I'm probably wrong on that, but she's got some nice, like, samurai paint on her face right there, like it looks white, like the paint they would use. It's got the black and red right there under her eyes, got the black hair. These look like hair ornaments. She's got the nice fan here, which is actually, let me unpeg and I'll show you this thing too. It's really hard to get it out, but it does come out. The instructions even mention that it comes out. Okay, so we look at this thing. It's actually, inside it's just plastic, and on this side it's like see-through plastic. And it's a little difficult, but she can hold it. So, yeah, that's a thing. It's, I don't know what to make of that, so get this back into her head there. I really like this figure. Her head is, I'm assuming her head is on a ball joint. I assume that's what the joint is, because she can move, you can move her head side to side, though the collar kind of gets in the way there. You can move her head up and down. She's got a hinge in her neck due to transformation that lets you rock her head and neck back and forth. Her shoulder pads move. Her arms move. She's got it's kind of hidden by the shoulder pad if you move it right, but she has a bicep swivel, elbow. Her hand has a very tight wrist swivel, but it does move. She has a waist joint, but that's transformation related, so she's got the usual hip movement, though this kind of gets in the way, this part of the plastic going up right there. Thighs swivel, but again, her leg plastic gets in the way a little. Knee bends. No foot movement. I mean, this piece moves, but that jeopardizes her standing, which we're going to talk about next. The figure is kind of hard to get to stand up. I mean, it's easy if you chicken walk her, like, not chicken walk her, chicken leg her to get her to stand, which is what I've kind of got going on here. These don't peg in, these little heel spurs, which will probably help it stay up. Her legs, oh boy, her sword's coming out. Her legs do tab in. Let me just open this up so you can see there is the tab there, and it goes in right there. I don't know if you can't see it. There you go, right there. Still not really a good way to see it, but it doesn't tab in securely. Her shoulders don't tab in at all, which would have been nice, but I mean, mine still seems to hold together pretty well. So there's that. Her wing fans actually move, which is pretty cool. So she can fly. She has rocket boosters on her heel spurs though, so she can fly without them, but yeah, it's still pretty cool to see. And so she's got the sheath for her sword, which can peg into either leg. I personally put it on her right leg most of the time, but hey, you can peg it as you want. And she can hold her sword, which it's a nice clear plastic that actually gets white towards the tip. And now I'm experiencing trouble getting, there we go. There's even a fan in the hilt, or grip, or whatever this part of the sword is called. Pretty sure it's hilt. So she can hold it in either hand, and it seems to be tighter in this hand. At least on mine it does. But yeah. And I forget what the sword is called. I accidentally threw out the box before doing this video yesterday, or not yesterday, Wednesday, so whoopsies. Alright, so with that in mind, I think we're going to start transformation into jet mode. So, first things first, unpeg the sheath, set that down. I'm probably doing these steps out of order from what the box tells you, but it still accomplishes the task, so. I pull open her back, move her arm wing assemblages back. Oh, real quick, before I do this, I just remembered. None of this is scripted, so I do things as they come to me. Her wings actually move independent of her shoulder. They have their own joint here. I say independent, no, they're still attached to her shoulder assemblage. And they can also rotate in front of her shoulders, but not all the way because the shoulder pad kind of gets in the way. Okay, right back to where we were. You pull open her back, move her arm and shoulder assemblages down. There's probably, like I said, I'm probably doing this out of order from the instructions, so things are probably going to be a little difficult and repetitive and redundant on my end. Okay, then you're going to take her legs. See, it's on a double hinge right there. And you want to, it's a little difficult on mine, but you want to move the front part of her lower leg up onto her upper leg. Take the heel spur jet booster thing, her Samus Aran jet boots. Aran? I don't know. I've heard Aran, but I've heard Aran, but I've always pronounced it Aran, which is probably wrong. I'm sorry, I'm not the biggest Metroid fan. Okay, so we gotta push in the joints here. A little bit. Move her wing assemblages. These right here will actually tab in there. Mine are a little difficult to get in. That's the only part my toy likes to fight me on that I've never seen anyone else fight with. Oh, I missed a step. Okay. Gotta rotate her waist. I even said that was for transformation and I forgot it. If I've done this right, this should work out perfectly. Okay, I did. I think. Yeah. Take this part right here. Gappage. We'll talk about that later, but oh, darn it. She could use a bit more tabbing. Tab that back. Tab this into her leg. Into her leg. Thank you. Thank you, toy, for cooperating. Alright. I'm pretty sure she's supposed to grip these tabs right here on her legs. Pretty sure that her hands are supposed to hold those, but I mean, I can't figure out what else they're there for, but I can never get mine to really grip. Her hands always slide off, so I just leave it like that. She's got another landing gear that comes out. These two right here are molded in so they don't move at all. They're not actual wheels. There you go. There's her jet mode. The fans actually do spin, which you probably saw me doing earlier without realizing it. But yeah, those spin. These still move. The gap. A lot of people have an issue with this gap. I mean, you can kind of fill in a little bit more, which helps by putting the sword in. That's also your vehicle storage, by the way. That's where it goes in vehicle mode. The only place it goes in vehicle mode. Anyway, and it does help. Probably takes up about a third of the gappage problem there, but yeah. So, visible head syndrome, but you wouldn't, well, unless you looked at it like that, you wouldn't really know it was a head, because you can kind of make out her nose and there. Well, I can. I don't know about you guys can, but yeah, I really like this jet mode. The color scheme works. A VTOL jet was pretty cool, and it's nice that the fans bend, or not bend, move, and yeah, I really like this jet mode. I really, really dig it. Yeah. Now let's put her back to robot mode. Just give me 1 second here. We'll pick up where we left off. Alright, so now vehicle size comparison. I'm going to use the Generations Armada Starscream. Vehicle mode, let me take the sword off. Okay, so now we get the accurate. She is a longer jet, a slightly longer wingspan. I'm gonna say it's a slightly longer wingspan. They're both still really good. They're both really good jets, though. Yeah. So, all right. Now we're gonna get her back to robot mode. Okay. So now that she's back in robot mode, let's do robot mode. Ah, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Okay. Robot mode size comparisons. Here she is again with Screamer. He's a little taller. She's falling again. Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a little bit off center. That needs to tab right down there. Okay, so yeah, here she is with Screamer. Look up, man. Look healthy. Take him down. And here's RID Prime Wheeljack. Footless. Yeah. Just on a real quick note, I don't know if anyone else has figured this out, that his swords, like, you could store them in these tabs, but you can also fit them in these slots here in robot mode, and I like this better, so yeah, I don't know if anyone else has thought of that. But anyway, back to Windblade. I'm not entirely sure, because again, my Wheeljack has 1 foot, so he's a little slanted standing up, like someone else right now. I'm getting mad at my toys and yelling at them. Again. Stand, woman. Stand! She's worse than my dog. My dog doesn't listen to anything. Okay. I'm pretty sure... Okay, Wheeljack's taller. Like, I'm adjusting for where I think he'd be standing if he had both his feet, and I think he's a little taller at the... Wait. Okay, I'm... No, wait, no, this leg's still bent. Hold on. Okay, yeah, he's taller at the head. Yeah. By a little bit, like, that much. So, yeah, thank you, Wheeljack. So, yeah, I really do like this figure. Like, of the Thrilling 30 figures, I really like Starscream. I really like her, and I like Jaxus, but we'll talk about Jaxus later. But later, Jetfire, I'm already 100% sold on. It's going to be my favorite, because I love Jetfire. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye. That's a terrible wave.